The takeover. The Caitlin Clark takeover continues as she continues to destroy ESPN ratings. Absolutely took the hammer and smashed the ratings as always. Not only that, Caitlin Clark appears to be in the top 3 for the MVP.
The takeover continues. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA keeps growing, and her ability to attract massive audiences has made her one of the biggest stories in basketball. Her historic rookie campaign has already rewritten the record books, with Clark breaking record after record while quickly becoming a major name in the MVP conversation. Forget everything you thought you knew about her rookie season, because Clark has completely changed the expectations. Her performances have turned ordinary games into major events, with fans packing arenas and television audiences continuing to follow her every move. But with unprecedented success comes criticism, and not everyone appears happy about the attention surrounding Clark. While fans celebrate her rise, rumors and speculation surrounding Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White have fueled another layer of drama. Some reports and online discussions have suggested tension behind the scenes, but those claims should be treated carefully unless supported by credible evidence. Still, the combination of Clark's record-breaking performances, enormous fan support, and growing media attention has created one of the most compelling storylines in women's basketball. Welcome back to Clark Fever Hoop. If you're ready for more Caitlin Clark news, WNBA drama, and the biggest stories surrounding the league, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the madness. To understand just how massive Clark's impact has become, look at what happens before the game even begins. Whenever the Indiana star steps onto the court, the atmosphere changes instantly. Fans erupt, cameras turn toward her, and the energy inside the arena reaches another level. Whether she's knocking down a three-pointer, creating a highlight reel assist, or simply walking onto the floor, Clark has become a major attraction. Her presence has helped turn regular season WNBA games into events that command attention far beyond the basketball court. And that's exactly why her rookie season has become such a major part of the league story.
Be very good. That is why they only show the Caitlin Clark ratings, because while everybody else is running around clout chasing, complaining about this, oh, we want transgenders, oh, we talk about racism, oh, we want to go start a queer league, oh, we want to do this and do that. Caitlin Clark has a real basketball fan base. Her fan base actually watches basketball games, which is why her ratings and viewership reflect that. Take a look at this. For the second consecutive week, ESPN delivered its second most watched WNBA game ever. Okay, Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky on ABC averaged 2.6 million viewers, up 79%. It says WNBA on ESPN networks is up 5%. Caitlin Clark shutting down the ratings, shutting it down, taking it over. MVP on the court, off the court, in the box score, in the television box offices, everywhere. MVP everywhere. MVCC. That's what it is. Okay, ESPN delivered its second most watched WNBA game ever for the second consecutive week. It says this matchup ranks as ESPN Network's second most viewed WNBA game on record, including both regular season and playoff games. The audience was up 79% compared to last year's ABC regular season average.
This wasn't just an entrance. It felt like a full-blown takeover. The fans were sending a crystal clear message to the rest of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is one of the league's biggest attractions, and her presence can completely transform the atmosphere inside an arena. The reaction from the crowd showed just how much excitement surrounds Clark and how quickly she has built an enormous following. And the most impressive part is that she appears to thrive under that pressure. The louder the crowd gets, the more confident and aggressive she looks on the court. Then the buzzer sounded, and the real show began. If her entrance felt like a movie, the game itself was another level. Clark continued making the kind of plays that have made her one of the most talked about players in the league. She knocked down difficult shots from deep, delivered creative passes through tight defensive windows, and repeatedly found teammates in perfect positions. Her court vision and ability to create offense forced defenders to constantly adjust, while her confidence allowed her to control the tempo during crucial stretches. And then came the numbers. Clark exploded for 17 points in the third quarter before continuing to make an impact in the fourth, creating opportunities for her teammates and delivering 3 straight assists during a critical stretch. It was another reminder of how quickly she can take over a game. But the story doesn't end there, because we're also going to get into Paige Bueckers and why her side of the conversation is attracting plenty of attention.
The girl went off for 17 in the third. She goes off in the fourth, just dropping dimes everywhere, 3 straight assists down the stretch. Caitlin Clark happened in the third. He said even more, but we're going to get to Paige Bueckers because she's not happy either.
I mean, we fought. We had a good fight. We thought for majority of the game. I think we talked about it. In the fourth quarter, they just laid it on us. They played more physical. They wanted it more, and that's unacceptable as a team.
She said they was more physical and wanted it more. It's just unacceptable as a team. Paige Bueckers is hot. Hold on.
Majority of the game. I think we talked about it. In the fourth quarter, they just laid it on us. They played more physical. They wanted it more, and that's unacceptable as a team. And we got to string together 40 minutes. We don't think being down people is an excuse. We have a really good team and really good players coming off the bench and a deep team. So we want to get these wins regardless.
Thanks, guys.
Paige Bueckers is pissed. Paige Bueckers is hot. Paige Bueckers is hot as fish grease, boy. Let's get back to Jose Fernandez because he's still livid. He's still pissed about the Clark show that got put on him.
Sophie, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Sophie Dumont with the Ballers Magazine. You mentioned, your defense going into a Golden State team that also likes, those backdoor cuts, shooting from beyond the arc. What are some adjustments that you guys have to make going into Golden State?
Well, it's different. I mean, Golden State defensively, they get up in you, they deny, they trap stuff. I thought for 3 quarters the ball moved. We read it, we made extra passes, but in that fourth, we didn't finish around the basket. And, the rim protection, the walling up, and the physicality, that's what it came down to in that fourth.
The rim protection, the records, the unbelievable numbers. 62 records. Most rookies spend their first season simply trying to adjust to the speed and physicality of professional basketball. Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA and attacked the record book like it was a personal checklist. From scoring and assists to deep three-pointers and massive television audiences, her impact has been impossible to ignore. Her performances have pushed her directly into the MVP conversation and turned nearly every game into a major media event. ESPN audiences have continued to follow her closely, while her growing popularity has brought millions of new eyes to the league. Clark has accomplished all of this while facing enormous expectations and constant defensive pressure every time she steps onto the court. But here's where the story takes a more controversial turn. You would think the entire basketball world would be celebrating such a remarkable rise, right? Well, that's where Stephanie White enters the conversation.
Compared to last year's ABC regular season average. Okay. Here it says through 22 games, WNBA on ESPN Network is averaging 1.3 million viewers, up 5%. So she doubled what the average is. The average is at 1.3. She doubled it. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. Caitlin Clark absolutely shutting it down. And then we have to get into this as well. Don't you love to see it? Don't you love to see it? ESPN top 3 betting odds for MVP as of today. You got Asia Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and Olivia Miles. Now, what will be very, very interesting here is we saw the Indiana Fever go out and do an MVP campaign for Kelsey Mitchell last season. They went and wore shirts. They wore all types of, they got shirts made. They damn near put a Kelsey Mitchell MVP logo in the middle of the court and got rid of the Indiana Fever logo last season. It'll be interesting to see if the Indiana Fever put on the full court press for a Caitlin Clark MVP campaign. That'll be interesting. You know, the Las Vegas Aces are going to have their Asia Wilson campaign going on. The Minnesota Lynx are already doing their Olivia Miles MVP campaign. Will the Indiana Fever do anything for Caitlin Clark's MVP campaign? And let's take a look at this. It says we can dead that 11th best guard narrative. Caitlin Clark is easily top 2 in the MVP race, and she isn't number 2. Take a look here. Caitlin Clark is first in the league in points created. First in the league with points created. She's first in the league in points per game created, meaning points and assists and all, you know what I mean? 40 a game. This is the difference. And look, I get it. Ali, I don't know why you.
While fans are breaking noise records and Caitlin Clark continues attracting enormous attention, speculation surrounding Stephanie White has added another layer of drama to the story. Some online claims suggest White is frustrated by the overwhelming attention Clark receives, but there is no reliable evidence proving that she is jealous of Clark or want her to fail. What is undeniable is that Clark has quickly become one of the WNBA's biggest stars, drawing huge crowds, generating major television interest, and continuing to produce impressive performances under intense pressure. Instead of slowing down, Clark has continued to develop, improve, and embrace the expectations that come with being one of the league's most recognizable players. Every big performance adds another chapter to her rapidly growing story, while her ability to shoot from deep, create opportunities for teammates, and control games keeps defenders on constant alert. Whether she breaks more records or makes another major push in the MVP conversation, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is far too significant to ignore.
Athlon put out an article. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark earns major recognition during WNBA season. Caitlin Clark continues adding to her rapidly growing list of career accomplishments. The Indiana Fever superstar was officially unveiled Wednesday as the cover athlete for the deluxe edition of NBA 2K27, becoming the latest WNBA player to receive one of basketball's most recognizable honors. The announcement comes in the middle of another standout season for Clark and further highlights her influence on both the WNBA and the sport as a whole. NBA 2K revealed the news across the social media channels with a simple message that quickly gained traction among fans, quote, obsessed with the work. Caitlin Clark joined San Antonio Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama, who appears on the Standard Edition, and former NBA MVP Derrick Rose, who was featured on the Ultra Edition, honoring his legendary career. The moment shows off another significant achievement for Clark, who has become one of the biggest faces in basketball since entering the WNBA. Caitlin Clark calls NBA 2K27 cover pretty surreal. Speaking with Bleacher Report after the announcement, Clark admitted receiving the cover honor was something she never imagined as a child. Quote, it's pretty cool and pretty surreal, Clark said. As a kid growing up, you're always watching to see who's going to be on the next cover of 2K. She also emphasized what the recognition means for women's basketball. Quote, I think it's cool to see where the women's game is at this point too. People are getting excited about what the women's game can bring. Clark said she hopes seeing a WNBA player featured prominently in one of the world's most popular sports video games inspires the next generation of young athletes. Quote, hopefully young kids love it, and hopefully it can show a lot of young girls too about what they can achieve one day. The Fever guard also reflected on sharing the spotlight with Rose and Wembanyama, calling it an honor she doesn't take lightly. She revealed she first met with Rose while attending a basketball tournament in 7th grade and called Wembanyama one of her favorite NBA players, recalling that the Spurs star once gifted her a game-worn signed jersey that remains one of her favorite collectibles. Damn, they gave Sophie Cunningham a 78 in 2K? I want to see what that 3-point percentage rating's looking like.
Stephanie White can complain, scheme, or criticize all she wants, but she can't stop Caitlin Clark from continuing to rise. The WNBA has entered a new era, and Clark's influence is impossible to ignore. With 62 records already attached to her name, the record book continues to look more like a checklist than a challenge, while her growing impact keeps the MVP conversation alive. But now I want to hear from you. What is the most unbelievable, physics-defying play you've seen Caitlin Clark make this season? Which moment made you realize you were watching something special? And what do you think about all the controversy surrounding Stephanie White? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let your voice be heard. If you're Team Caitlin all the way, smash that like button, subscribe to Clark Fever Hoop, and turn on notifications for the fastest and most intense Caitlin Clark and WNBA updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.